Hello everyone, welcome to rachelpichleryoga. In case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice. I am going to use my strap a little bit today, so if you have something that can make your arms longer, that would be great. You're going to need just a little bit of space to move though, and let's get started. So let's begin today in child's pose. Have your strap just off to the side. You can come over onto your knees, bring them out nice and wide, maybe sitting back on your heels first, and then slowly walking your arms out in front and melting your chest and your forehead down. Letting your eyes close. Taking a nice, slow, deep breath in and out. And do that again. Deep breath in and out. One more. Slow, deep inhale. And let it go. You might stay here, or if you want to add a side stretch, you could walk your hands over towards the left side. Walk your right fingertips further away to create the length through the arm, the side body. If you did, bring your arms over towards the left, lift up, walking them back through center, and then off to the right side. Focusing more on the left arm this time, walk those fingertips up and away. You can use an inhale to lift up again, bringing your hands back to the middle of your mat and maybe lifting up onto the fingertips, lifting your elbows, your arms, sending your hips back towards your heels, still in child's pose, but melting your chest and your forehead down again, maybe keeping the elbows lifted, the palms lifted. And then just using a breath in to lift your chest back up. Walk your hands under your shoulders. You can bring your knees in, lift into tabletop if you'd like. Maybe move around a little bit here. We will be turning all the way over and coming onto our back so we get to lay down. If you have a strap to use today, have it right close by. Finding your way onto your back, bending your knees, planting your feet. We're going to add our straps to our right foot first. Right under the toes, on the ball of your foot. Hang onto your leg if you don't have a strap to use. Sending your heel up, maybe pointing your toes towards your forehead a little extra. Feeling your calf, your hamstring. If you want to add the left leg, you can send your left leg out long. Take a moment to notice how your right leg feels. And maybe you will stay here with your leg straight up above you, or you can start to let it fall over towards the right side. Maybe in line with your right shoulder. Gently encourage your toes towards the top of your mat. Gently encourage your low back into your mat. And then maybe you will start to float your foot, your leg back through center and over towards the left shoulder. Trying to keep your low back, your right hip connected to your mat. Gently encouraging your toes towards the top of your mat. Gently encouraging your low back down. So you guys slowly floating the leg back through center, maybe sending the toes towards your forehead just a little extra. And then slowly release. You can bend your knee, take your strap off of your foot, just set it to the side for a moment. We're gonna cross our right foot over top of our left leg for figure 4. So bending your left leg, you can keep your foot down or you can lift it up. Hang on to the back of the quad, maybe flexing your right foot. If you do want to try to let the left heel fall towards your glute, you can. And you might be able to switch your grip to on top of your shin just to hug the legs in a little tighter. But if you don't need any extra, just hang on to where you were hanging on. Let's take just one more breath here with our legs crossed. And then you can let them go. Plant your feet, uncross your legs. Maybe add a gentle rock of your knees side to side. We are just going to be switching to our left leg, lifting up into the air, using our straps, if you've got one, right onto the ball of your foot, right under your toes, so that your heel can maybe be lifted higher up than the ball of your foot. Maybe, maybe not. If you want a little extra, send your right leg out long too. Take a moment to find your breath. Enjoy the nice stretch. Maybe you just stay here the whole time with your leg. Or maybe it goes for a little tip out to the left side. Maybe in line with your shoulder, maybe just a little further than that, but gently encouraging your toes towards the top of your mat. Gently encouraging your low back into the ground. And then letting your foot float back to the middle, off to the right side if you'd like, keeping the left hip down. Toes gently pulling them towards the top of your mat. How does your outer leg feel? Can you relax through the hips? Can you send your low back a little bit heavier into your mat, into the ground? Awesome, you guys. Slowly let your foot float back through center. Maybe give your toes a little bit of guidance towards your forehead again. Before you start to release, bend your knee, take your strap off, set it to the side. Your left foot can start to come to the top of the right quad. Setting up for your figure 4. Maybe hanging onto the back of the right leg. You might not even lift your right foot up into the air. You might flex your top foot or your left foot, the one that's crossing over your right leg, and then you could also lower your right heel, holding maybe the top of the shin. Let's stay for just another breath. And then releasing your legs down, uncrossing them too. Planting your feet, you might add a gentle rock side to side or just be still for a moment. We are going to be coming up to seated from here. So you can either roll over or rock yourself forwards. You won't need your strap for this. But two options for how you are going to be seated. You can sit cross-legged or you can sit in double pigeon. Maybe your right leg can be crossed in front of the left one. We will be switching sides. If you're coming into double pigeon, your right leg can come on top. You're going to stack your lower legs on top of one another, your foot on your knee on your foot. You might be leaning back a little bit here. There might be some space between your top knee and your bottom foot. You might be able to tip forwards a little bit here, and you might be feeling kind of something similar to our figure four. But I'm going to give you guys another option here, and that is to add a twist. So instead of folding forwards, whether you're cross-legged or in double pigeon, you might just lengthen your spine, sit tall, and then we'll start to turn our chest towards the left side first. And maybe your right hand can touch your knee, and your left hand can be behind you for some support. And then we're just going to hold it here for a moment. If you're in double pigeon or cross-legged, doesn't matter really. You might try to bring your right elbow towards your foot or your knee, but tipping forwards kind of on an angle. If your elbow does kind of rest on the outside of your foot or your knee, or the bottom of your foot, it might just give you a bit more of support or just kind of hold you in place a little bit better. But the left hand, it can also meet the right one. And maybe your arms come into prayer. Maybe you make a line from your left elbow to your right. Nice work, you guys. Let an inhale, whatever your twist might look like, if you're in a twist, bring you back through center. You can uncross your legs for a moment, shake it out a little, give your knees a hug, a squeeze. And then we are gonna cross our legs the other way. So maybe you are sitting cross-legged, you're going for that twist, not just yet, but the twist looks similar, whether you're cross-legged or in double pigeon. So that is up to you to decide. If you want to skip the twist, you could also fold forward, stay sitting tall, stay centered, but just take a moment to decide what your legs are going to be doing first. Relax, slow down. And if you're going to add the twist, you might start to turn your chest towards the right side. Maybe your hands move a little bit. You keep sitting tall, lengthening through the spine. You can stay here, or maybe you're going to kind of tip forwards on an angle a little bit. Maybe the left elbow can rest on the bottom of the foot or the outside of your knee, turning your chest towards the right. Maybe your right hand will meet the left. A little push into the palms to try to bring a nice line into those arms from the elbow to the other elbow. Awesome work, you guys. Use an inhale to bring you back out of the twist if that's where you're at. You can uncross your legs again. Give your knees a squeeze, a hug. From here, we will just be coming over into tabletop, onto our hands and knees. And once you are there, if your hips do need a few extra rocks side to side, you can add that in. But eventually you'll use an inhale to drop your belly down. Lift your chest, the chin, maybe taking your elbow creases and turning them to face forwards, arching through your back, holding it here. You might start to tuck your toes under too. Stay for an inhale. As you exhale, round your spine, you might flip to the top of the feet if you are tucking your toes under. Push into your palms. Tuck your chin towards your collarbone. Give your belly a squeeze. Try to open up between your shoulder blades as you push into your palms. And let an inhale bring you back to a long spine. Take a breath. Scoot your knees out wide, bring your big toes together, and send your hips back for your child's pose. You might lift your palms, push into your fingertips again. Keep your elbows lifted as you melt your chest down. If you have your arms active right now, just relax them completely. Come back to the palms, let your forearms drop down, relax your shoulders. Maybe you will stay here in child's pose for a few more moments. If you'd rather turn over onto your back for Shavasana, you can go there too. But just stay and relax for as long as you have time for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.